Hey, what's going on, vets? My apologies. I didn't answer some questions that were left behind. I missed those. So let me go ahead and try to answer some of the questions that were left behind in a couple of videos. And my apologies again. Been busy getting stuff packed up to leave and come back. So let me go ahead and try to run through those and answer them real quick. So the most recent one I got is from a video I did talking about veterans being 100% not applying for Social Security or possibly waiting too long, lose all their quarters, and then they find out it's too late for them to file, or they just, didn't think about it. So the comment was, you need 35 working years to make sure you don't have any zeros. So yes, I was talking about that in that video, and I think one of the comments below is regarding that question. So yes, you definitely, if you want to apply, nobody's trying to make you apply for something you don't want to apply for, but the purpose of that video was to just let you know what are some of the consequences if you decide, you got 100% from the VA, you don't want to work anymore, you don't want to mess with Social Security, the money that you were scheduled to get is going to slowly start to decrease because those years that you're not working, they turn into zeros, and it's going to hurt by the time you get to retirement age. If you're at a young age and you decided, I'm done working, you want to travel the world, which is cool. By all means do it, but understand what you're doing when you make that kind of decision. So that's basically what that video was about. Let's see. The next set of questions is from the video I just put out. Hey, Lynette Hayes, how you doing? You just said hi. Let's see. Markel, have a safe day. I appreciate that. Let's see. Mr. Is it Book or Brooks? Turn the light up on this phone. I can't see. That's probably something I need to get checked when I go to the VA's glasses. Looks like Book. Okay, it says, did my research on clothing allowance, had a big toe amputated, and the VA will grant clothing allowance for use of prosthesis. And it's specified amputated toes, so please pass this on to fellow brothers and sisters in arms, disabled veterans. Thank you, brother. Yeah, so there you go. So those of you who have amputated big toe, he's done his research and found out that he qualifies for the clothing allowance, so you definitely want to take the time, if you have a situation like that, to see if you qualify for it. It never hurts to ask or do some research. The only time it doesn't help you is when you never say anything and you just roll right along with it, okay? I appreciate you putting that information out there, Mr. Book. Let's see, I appreciate that, Mr. Book. Let's see. Thanks for what you do to help veterans. Okay, Mr. Steele, I appreciate that. Mr. McDonald. Okay, yeah, I got your message about the new requirements. Well, that's coming back to Columbia where you got to fill out that immigration form at least 48 hours before the airline. I got you, Mr. McDonald. Mr. Collins. Let's see, you're right, we don't need all this stuff, but please don't tell a woman that you lose every time like I do. I am 0 and 60 telling women that. And that was from my last video talking about all this extra stuff that we don't need. So that's very true. That, just buying stuff just to have it, I'm still in that habit of doing it, and I'm trying very hard to stop doing that, but I still do that occasionally. Let's see, here's a comment that says, good evening, Markel. When you apply for SSDI, was your case expedited? I heard that if you are 100% veteran, the application is expedited. I called Social Security, but couldn't get a straight answer. I'm aware there are certain factors. I'm expected 6 to 12 month processing. What do you think? Thank you. Okay, so to answer your question, honestly, yes, that is supposed to happen. Anytime there's a 100% disabled veteran who filed for Social Security, their file is supposed to be expedited, moved up to the front. But there's going to be several factors, as you mentioned in your comment. Dire need, someone who is, suffering from cancer and maybe terminal cancer, someone who is homeless. Those are examples of dire needs, and those are going to go ahead, of the veteran, unless the veteran is also in that situation of dire need. So it's supposed to be dire need, and then 100% veterans fall right into that next category. The other factors are going to be where you live, the state that you're in. Are you in a huge state like California, or are you in a small state like Louisiana or Kentucky? It probably won't take as long because you won't have as many people in front of you. Also, you know, when filing a claim, you got to look at the percentage of people who will get approved the first time around. I don't know what state you're in, but some states offer you to appeal before you go to court. Some states, there's one time you file and then you go directly to court. And as I mentioned several times, it's the states that make the decision in the beginning. The only time the federal government gets involved is when you go to court. That's a federal judge. All the other decisions are made through your state. So your initial claim, that's from your disability determination service that makes that decision, and you can call them. Always remember, guys, if you are not approved for Social Security, all right, there's information in that letter where you can actually call and talk to the person who made the decision, unlike the VA. And you can ask them, what was it that you were missing? What is it that they needed to see? You can go back to your doctor, or at that point you feel you need to hire an attorney, or whatever the case may be. But you do get that opportunity with Social Security that you don't get with the VA, okay? Let's see, I'm gonna do one more. Let's see. This is from the video I talked about earlier, where I was telling young veterans about their Social Security going down if they decide not to work after getting 100%. This says, this is good information. I literally just got TDIU and PNT yesterday. Congratulations, sir, on that. What advice would for things to do immediately? So what advice would I give for things to do immediately? You definitely want to go get your ID card. You know, you want to make sure you get that part done. You want to make sure all your information is up to date and accurate. You want to go over your award letter, and you want to make sure that the dates that they have after you get paid. Number one, first of all, first and foremost, and this is to anyone that just got awarded a claim, don't do anything. I don't care if it's a year off, 5 years off. Don't do anything until after the money hits your bank account. I'm gonna repeat that. I don't care what they did wrong, okay? When that money hits your bank account, that's when you go back and you request changes. But the first thing you need to do is go over the award letter. Go over the dates, make sure all the dates are correct, that they're paying you. But again, don't do anything until after you get paid. After you get paid, then you can go back, file an appeal, or do whatever else you need to do. But if you do any of this before you get paid, you just stop that money from going to your account. All right? Understand that. So, go over your award letter, make sure the dates are right. Go get your ID card, and then from that point, talk to your family members, your friends, your spouse, whoever you consult with, and discuss Social Security. You know, some people, once they get done with the VA, they just don't want to deal with another government agency like Social Security, and I get it. But then some people like, okay, since I got this, I need to work on this. So that's what you do. You move to the next step. But only you can make that decision. I can't make that decision for you. Some people want it. Some people don't want to mess with it. That's a decision you have to make with whoever you confide in or you talk to about whatever decisions, you know, when it comes to financial, or if you're married, talking to your spouse about it. But those are the first things that I would do, is take that award letter, go over it, make sure it is correct, make sure it has any dependents if you have dependents, make sure that the dates that you file or the dates are all correct, because you can actually go to the VA's website and look up all the dates of how much you are supposed to get, all the way down to the penny, and know exactly how much they're going to pay you, okay? When they pay you your retro for giving you PNT, for giving you TDIU with PNT, okay? But never, and I repeat this again to anyone that just got an award, I don't care what they got wrong, do not stop it until you get paid. After you get paid, you can go write 1,000 whatever, but until you get paid, you do not challenge anything. Nothing. Say nothing, bite your tongue, check your account, money hit your account, okay, now go back down there and write up what you need to write and tell them, okay? That is rule number one, all right, above anything else. All right, guys, so I probably won't make another video for a couple of days, and probably the next time you hear from me, I will be in the States, if I'm not returning from the States, but that should be the next time you hear from me, other than watching me on this video, okay? So any other questions you all have, please leave them below. I appreciate everybody watching the channel as always. Until the next time, guys, I am out.